Hello everyone, my name is Lynn Schrader and I empower men and women to step outside of their comfort zones and begin living a life that they could have never imagined. I love to ignite fires and passions in people who are ready for something different and for a change. Today I want to talk to you about what you can expect when you're expecting. The other day I was thinking back to all those years ago when I had that book, What to Expect When You're Expecting. If you are a guy watching this, then you don't know what I'm talking about, but any woman who's had a child knows that that's that book that us first-time mamas just looked over from front to back to get ready for this thing this baby that was coming our way. So we would know what to expect when we were expecting. I'm going to go a little bit off of that subject and talk about how when we put so many parameters around what we're expecting, how we really set ourselves up for disappointment. Now, I always have to say, disclaimer time, that you know me. If you've heard me on here before on a video, you know that I believe that all of us should live our life believing that the world, everything is rigged in our favor. Because we have purpose. We have plans for our life. We are uniquely made, one of a kind. So I believe for great things. But I'm talking about if you dial it down a little bit, and as we go through our life, how many of us are so disappointed because things didn't turn out the way we thought they should. So I've heard this analogy before with a tangerine, and I'm going to use a pineapple. I'm going to give you my lesson here, if you will, by using a pineapple. So my husband and I know a couple that live in Florida. We actually know a couple people that live in Florida. But there's one particular couple for the last 10 years. If you're watching, thank you for the pineapple. Every year they send a box with 2 pineapples in them. And I know it's going to come around the 5th of December. I know the box, I'm excited. I know there's 2 pineapples in it, and it's right from the Big Island. It didn't go, it didn't come from California and make its way over here. It came to us from this couple. They leave a nice note, and it's wonderful. So let's talk about expectations. So I know, here's the pineapple, by the way. There's 2 of them, but here's one of them. So I know how that pineapple is going to taste. It's going to taste syrupy, sweet. It's going to taste like summer. It's going to taste wonderful. But what if when I decide to cut this open, probably tonight, what if when I cut it open, I do the sides and all that stuff, and I take the first bite and it is mushy and it doesn't taste sugary. It doesn't taste sweet, but it's mushy. I'm going to push my plate away, most probably, and I might even throw it away, and I might make a face, and I might go, ugh, I'm disappointed. I am bummed out. That came all the way from Hawaii, and I'm let down. But what if I cut it, did everything like I normally do, took a bite, and it tastes like every pineapple I've ever had before. It tastes like last year's pineapple. It tasted good, it tasted sugary, it tasted sweet, but it just tasted like a pineapple, and I kind of ate it without thinking, just kind of gobbled it all down. The first scenario, when it was mushy, it let me down. There were unmet expectations. I thought it was going to be sweet. I thought it was going to be wonderful and taste like summer, but it didn't. Unmet expectations. The second scenario, it was kind of plain. It tasted like every pineapple I've ever tasted before. It was expected, that's how it was, but it was nothing special. So the first one, here's the irony. The first one is that it wasn't good. The second scenario is it wasn't good enough. First one, it wasn't good. Second one, it wasn't good enough. And this one came right from Hawaii. It should be wonderful. But the irony is I either put a label that it wasn't good or it wasn't good enough. And that's how so many of us, including myself at times, we live unhappy or unfulfilled or disappointed or let down, or we just live this ho-hum, so-so life because we're ready for the next thing to disappoint us. Because nothing really meets our expectations. So you can expect, when you're expecting, you can expect to be let down. But what if we removed those expectations of how our pineapple, if you will, should taste? And what if we went into the situation, what if I went into eating this pineapple like I had never tasted one before? Like I didn't know what to expect. Like I was a freshman going into high school. I didn't know what to expect. I ate the pineapple being very curious, very impartial, very objective. I paid attention while I was eating it. I felt how when I swallowed it, I tasted it on my tongue. What if I ate the pineapple like it was a brand new experience? Like I had the freshman mind. So now you can substitute this tasting this pineapple for the first time ever. You can substitute your life like that. Like what if you went into your relationships, your work, your friendships with no expectation of how they should be or how they shouldn't be? Now again, time out. You know me. You have got to have some criteria in your life. The sky is the limit. Live like the life is rigged in your favor always. Do not get into relationships that are not good for you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just everyday life when we are disappointed. What if we went into them not how they should be or how they shouldn't be, but instead go into them, relationships, friendships, our place of work, whatever, Christmas morning, our first date. What if we went into them savoring every moment? What if we went into them with great gratitude? What if we didn't numb down, but we experienced them? What if we did that? So I coach people all the time. I work with people all the time when they get into a situation and they think it's going to be one way. Again, I'm not saying don't have sky's the limit, but you have to pull back your expectations to not how it should be or how it shouldn't be and experience them, learn from them. You know, if we really knew what to expect when we were expecting, we probably wouldn't have child number 2 or child number 3, right? We need to go into things with a spirit of gratitude, of objectivity, of the freshman eyes, of this newness. That way, you and I won't go through life disappointed so much, let down, you know, just ho-hum. Maybe we wouldn't flit from relationship to relationship to relationship. Maybe we wouldn't flit from job to job to job. Maybe we would dial it down and just live in a state of gratitude. I hope you got some value, and I hope you follow what I'm trying to say. But it's been on my heart because I think we do. We live in a spirit of this expectancies that is quite often we're let down. Even graduates that are graduating from college, they have the pie in the sky and they assume they're going to get the best job ever. And when they don't, what do they want to do? They want to give up. And I'm saying that all of these things are life lessons. So if you got any value out of this, certainly if you know somebody, tag them and put them in the comment section or pass this video onto them. If not, I'd love to know, are you watching live or on replay and where you're watching from? Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be back on in a few days. Thanks.